So dear students, welcome to section 15, Galkodias University, BBA first semester. As you all are aware that our BBA program is according to National Education Policy 2020, which is an initiative by our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi. So in this National Education Policy, the main thrust is on outcome-based education, which we call it as OBE, outcome-based education. Now, outcome-based education says that whatever we are teaching, we should attach that what the students will be able to do after studying it. Like, for example, if we are teaching you any content, so what is the purpose? And after studying that content, that is the syllabus, what the student will be able to do it. For example, if I say communicative English, and there we are going to teach you the basics of communication along with some grammar. Okay, so what is the purpose? After completing that particular course, that is communicative English, the student should be able to communicate to the peers in the expected manner. What is the expected manner? Like, we all are doing a professional course, Bachelor of Business Education. So you should be able to have good communication, good interpersonal communication, which leads to coordination and cooperation. Okay, so the purpose of this course is that once you complete, you should be developing the skills, that is the communication skills. So that's why we call it as outcome based education. Is it clear? Okay, so as we have outcome based education, for every course we have course outcomes. Okay, so I have shared the syllabus with you, and you will find that before the content, you will find 4 or 5 COs. That means what the student will be able to do it after completing this course. Okay, previously, if you see, we used to have course objectives. That means we used to find out why we are teaching this course. So why we are teaching can be my personal reason also, because I have interest in this course, that's why I am teaching. But will that help the student in developing the certain set of skills which are required? So each course will have course objective also, and it will also have course outcome. See, course objective states that what is the purpose of teaching this course? That means how well this course is fitting in the curriculum. Like, you have 6 semesters or 8 semesters. So where I should have, why I should teach this course, okay, what benefit the student will get, or maybe this is a prerequisite course for some other course in the coming semester. Okay, so course objective explains all that, but course outcomes explains like what skills, what knowledge, what abilities the student will be able to demonstrate after completing this course. Okay, so there is a difference between course objective and course outcomes. Okay, so like, for example, I have taken this course, that is Principles of Management. So if I have to explain this course, I need to give the overview of this course. So the overview of this course is that Principles of Management is an introductory course on management process from manager's perspective, because you all are going to be the future managers. So this course will help you to understand and acquire realistic, or you can say requisite skills, knowledge and abilities which are needed to manage the organization where you will be working in future. So this course will examine the logic, like how the organizations work, why the organization works. If you remember, yesterday I told you about the vision and the mission. That is the purpose of the organization. Okay. So this course will examine the logic and the working of the organizations, and it will also outline major functions of the management, which if you remember, we studied yesterday also. We started with the functions: planning, organizing, staffing, leading, controlling, etc. Okay, so the objective of this course is to make you familiarize with different functional aspects of management and the emerging challenges, because management is something practical. Until and unless you do it, you will never find it what are the challenges, what difficulty comes. Okay, so you will understand all these in the course objectives. But what you should be able to demonstrate or to do after completing this course, that will come in your course outcomes. So for this principles of management, we have 5 course outcomes which you can relate with the different topics which are there in the content. Okay, so like our first course outcome says, demonstrate the evolution of management thought and principles and interpret them in the emerging business scenario. Like whatever has been given by the uh, thinkers, the principles and the theories, how they fit in today's business scenario. Because these thinkers gave all these principles and theories around 100 and 200 years back. Are they still applicable? Because time is changing, environment is dynamic, people, you will find their temperament is changing, the skill sets are changing. So whatever has been given 200 years back, 100 years back, is it still applicable in the current business scenario or not? So the first course outcome is that you should be able to make a bridge between what was proposed and what is existing. Like there is a theory of motivation, Herzberg's two-factor theory. He said that all the factors can be divided into 2 categories: the hygiene factors and the motivation factors. So, what he proposed 100 years back, are those hygiene factors still a hygiene factor only, or they have been converted into the motivation factors? He said salary is a hygiene factor, it is not a motivational factor. Okay, but incentive is a motivational factor. Okay, so if you are getting your salary timely, that will not motivate you to do something new. That will only motivate you to do your routine work. Okay, so likewise, is that theory still applicable in the current scenario? That is what is the outcome of the first unit. Is it clear? Second unit says you should be able, that means a student should be able to explain the managerial roles and the contemporary issues in improving the efficiency and effectiveness in decision making. Okay, so if we see, decision making is a very important function of the managership. Whether I want to plan or I don't want to plan, itself is a decision. Whether I want to recruit or I want to train my employees, that is again a decision. So decision making is at every step. Whether I want to come to the college today or I don't want to come to the college, before planning, whether I want to plan or not, itself is a decision. So decision making is the central, you can say it is like a nervous system of the management. If you don't take timely decision, correct decision, you may fail. Okay, so this is what is you should be able to demonstrate at the end of this second unit. That is the how decision making is important. especially the contemporary issues, certain issues which may come all of a sudden. You are not planned. Okay. Third unit, that means third course outcome says you should be able to identify different organizational structures. Okay. And their impact on effective planning. So third unit will have different structures, like if you remember, centralization and decentralization. They are also a type of the structure, whether organization is centralized or decentralized, whether it is a flat structure or it is a tall structure. Okay, so that will tell us whether there is centralization or decentralization and how this affects the plan. Okay, so you should be able to demonstrate this. Then next CO is to examine different motivational theories and leadership styles appropriate for managing people at workplace. So you will see most of the theories of the motivation, they have been proposed long back. So that time if you see, people have different temperament. What motivates you today might not be motivating 20 years back. Okay, so are those theories still applicable in the same spirit or in a modified form? Okay, so that is what you should be able to examine. See, I know, as I told you, I did my MBA in 98. Yesterday also I told you. Some of you might have not even born also. And I'm teaching since 99. So how many years? More than 23 years. Okay. Now, in these 23 years, the first batch and the today's batch, it's entirely 110% different. What used to be student that time and today's student? Your preferences, what style of teaching you want is different. What people wanted 10 years back, 20 years back. Okay, so I cannot apply the same teaching strategy what I practiced 20 years back. So same way, motivation theories also. Okay, but teaching has to be there. So same way, motivation has to be there. But the theories, the models, they all are changing. So you need to examine what will motivate my people. Okay, so that is, you should be able to find it out. Then the last course outcome is to analyze different techniques of controlling for employee management at workplace. I remember in 2000, when I had my first batch for teaching, controlling was not difficult. The student used to be very quiet, very submissive, and that time even I was not that much trained. So if I used to dictate also, they will whole 1 hour they'll be writing. But can I make you write 1 hour right now? Then you will say, ma'am, you can share the notes with me. We will read it at home. Teach me something different which is there in the books. Okay. So my teaching is still same only, but teaching pedagogy has changed. So same way you will find controlling. Since yesterday when I started teaching, I have started controlling you with my 2 thumb rules. Okay, what I want in my class. So that is what is expected from you. So every course you will find has got course outcomes. So you should try to read them into your syllabus. They are there. Okay. Then coming to the content part. First unit is management concepts, definition, nature, importance, management as art, science, and profession. Then principles and functions, scientific management by F.W. Taylor, administrative management by Henry Fayol, bureaucratic management by Max Weber, human relations approach by Eldon Mayo. I hope you remember these 5 names we have written yesterday also. Okay. Systems approach and contingency approach. So this is your first module. Second module says different management processes and different roles which a manager might be in at any point of time. See, I am a manager of this class. So right now I am teaching. Okay, but when I am there in my different role as a program chair, I am giving you instructions. Okay, so to give you the right information is my duty. I don't sleep until and unless I share timetable with you, whether it is 11:30 or whether it is 12 o'clock. Okay, so that is what I have different roles. Okay, so in the second unit you are going to study the 10 roles of the manager, and you will also study the decision making steps, process, challenges of management, and work life balance. Then in unit 3 you will be studying planning and organizing as a function. In unit 4 you will be studying staffing and directing as a function, and in unit 5 you will be studying controlling as a function. And the book which I told you, which should be the Bible for you, is Essentials of Management by Harold Kuhns, which I am going to share with you in your WhatsApp group. Okay, so this was a small introduction about your course. Thank you.